Hey everybody, and welcome back to BuckLyfe.
Hey guys,
I'm Nate,
I'm
and
Steven.
welcome back to this shit. Dude, this has messed me up for like a few days now, so I'm kind of ready to keep going. All right, we got a decision to make. Do we continue the path? Do we stay the course with Yuri?
We stay the course, yeah.
Okay. So she likes insight.
Unrequited.
No, that's more her. She likes the dark shit.
Misery.
No, again, that's her. I think she likes determination.
Extraordinary. She likes just long...
Disoriented.
Disarray.
Yeah.
Boop.
She's like, yeah!
Massacre.
No.
What are these words, though? Depression. Suicide.
Are they worse
Pick suicide.
than before? I thought they were the same.
Graveyard.
Sensation.
Hopeless. Uncontrollable.
Romance. Oh no, she likes the romance.
Frightening.
Philosophy. Infallible.
And,
Advent note.
bunny. Agonizing.
Unending.
Destiny.
Secretive.
Star.
Heaven sent.
Effulgent. Melancholy.
What the fuck was that?
Dude, what is happening right now?
I don't know, but you're up.
Hi, Ganado. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Ha ha ha.
Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back in the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Oh shit.
Thanks for keeping your promise, NATO. I hope this isn't too wing of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst in the literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh my, I can't handle this.
Don't let your voices slip. This is a true test of your abilities.
Come on, like he deserves any slack.
That's good.
You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take it seriously, then you won't see the end of it.
Oh.
Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps a manga collection in the club room. Meh.
Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga.
Manga is literature.
Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat.
I'm sorry, Nato. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay?
Wow. Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance.
And a gun.
Yeah.
Anyway. Now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might be interested in picking up a book to read? Did you hear the key change?
Yeah, are we between songs now?
I don't know.
Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now. So it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask.
Wait. I didn't mean it like that. Ooh. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess.
No, it's not that. I want to try to be part of this club. So even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to.
Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like.
Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book.
I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. I'm like waiting for shit to happen.
I know.
And we could, discuss it if you wanted.
This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book.
Phew. Well, you can read at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think.
Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. It's like going down a quarter step almost.
It's very off-putting.
Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time I feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her.
It's the same thing.
She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second.
Ellipses.
But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable.
Oh, it's fine.
You see these lines?
Oh, yeah.
She's like split in half at the head.
Mm-hmm. Right at the neck, I see. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. Yep, it's definitely on the game capture. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the
book
Whoa,
you
her
gave me,
eyes
right?
slip it away.
Oh, God.
I just wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason.
Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book?
Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday...
It's still going, isn't it?
I don't know, I don't think so. That's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them.
I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon.
What about that lazy eye there?
I don't know. I let that go too.
Yeah.
Right onto the
I'm
floor.
glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story.
Dude, her eyes are definitely getting further and further apart.
It's your brain tricking you.
Is it?
Yes.
Is that so?
Yeah, it is so.
What's the story about anyway?
Well,
Look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. It fell off of Yuri's face.
basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. And the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to... Oh, that might be a bit of a spoiler.
That's not the same book as the first time,
the same
right?
book. Wow. But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Not the thing about the limbs.
It's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like she's going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere.
Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, NATO?
No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy these kinds of stories, so don't worry. I lust for blood.
I hope so.
Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different.
Isn't this our second day?
Yeah.
How do we... I'm sorry.
I think it's starting to all run together.
It's just that this kind of story is the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway. Then suddenly, I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry.
Hey, don't apologize, but what the fuck was up with your voice? I haven't lost interest or anything.
Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, my whole body gets incredibly blank. I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange.
Whoa, did she just like glitch out?
I don't know. And please stop me if I start talking too much.
I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all.
That's true.
In fact, you might as well get started reading it, right? Dude, just chill, man. You gotta chill.
Yes. Oh my god. That's not good for my eye.
No, dude.
I mean, you don't have to, but...
what are you saying?
So loud in my ears. Ellipses.
Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip in the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive.
Well, dude, I'm looking at the text and then something happens here.
I know.
I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone.
I see.
I'm not good at this.
Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything.
Alright.
I open the book and start the prologue. This is gonna be where it gets fucked up. I understood what Yuri means about reading in company, since if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead.
So sorry. I was just bathing in the feeling of your body heat.
Oh my god. Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you?
I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean...
Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them.
I suppose so.
Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess it kind of makes it difficult to turn the page.
Here.
Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Ah. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before.
I don't like this.
It's actually kind of distracting me.
Dude, I don't like this.
It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision.
Are you ready?
To
turn the page.
Ah, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her.
That's okay. You're not used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me.
Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she's finished the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently let it go in the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit.
Jesus.
Oh god.
She's nervous. No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not.
Really? I was just thinking the way she second guesses things she says and all that.
Ah, that's what you were talking about. Sorry. I thought you meant something else about her.
Something else?
Never mind. Haha. She's nervous. We didn't get that far yet. So I don't know why that came into my head. Ah!
Yuri, are you feeling alright?
Eh?
Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something.
This is totally
so
not
different.
right. This is so different.
Your breathing is a little...
My breathing?
Yuri puts her hand on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat.
I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine.
Oh my god.
I just need some water.
Alright, don't push yourself, damn. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about?
NATO? Did something happen just now?
I have no idea. Women. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess.
So you don't know anything?
Sorry, I can't say that I do. Are you worried about her?
Oh, no, not really. I was just making sure you didn't do anything to her.
Oh, damn. No, nothing.
Aha, don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming.
Alright, if you say so.
Anyway, why don't we start sharing our poems with each other?
I don't want to do that. Shouldn't we wait for Yuri?
Well, she might be a little while, so I figured we'd get started without her. Is that okay?
Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left on the book, then slip it back into my bag.
Yeah, that was...
Oh, I have two choices. I told Natsuki I was interested in poems yesterday.
Her
It's
poems.
probably only fair if I share mine with her first.
Ellipses.
Ellipses question mark.
NATO, if you're not gonna take this club seriously, then go home.
What? Harsh.
What do you expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid?
I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put an effort, you caustic bitch. We all start somewhere,
Not what I
right?
thought you were gonna say, and I'm proud of you.
I was going
I know, stop.
If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about?
Fine, I've got it right here. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I'd tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again.
Fair enough.
Kinda like it, she's kind of a bitch.
To each their own, I guess.
Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you, you'll probably think it's stupid. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, critters can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it.
It's the same thing.
I love her like...
Yeah.
Yeah. I told you that you weren't gonna like it.
I like it.
What? Just be honest.
I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it?
Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously.
But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Oh God, like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it.
Yeah, I understand.
Dude, this game is just like a mind fuck. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like if I set up for a rhyme in the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line.
So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized.
That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something.
Bitch.
Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you?
Yeah, I guess not, bitch. I decided to humor her with the last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Hey, Monica.
Hey, Monica, hey. Hi, Nato. Having a good time so far?
Yeah.
Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. Much better off just going to the flow until I'm more settled in.
Anyway, want to share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to.
Blah, blah, blah. Ah ha 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 ha. Don't worry, Nato. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know?
What?
But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon.
Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem.
Great job, Nato. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep.
For such a simple creature.
I guess I underestimated you.
It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort.
Aha, that's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? I didn't know.
I had no idea.
Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism.
You don't say.
Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that like it's a bad thing, though. But sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people.
Damn.
She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. What? That's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interactions, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly.
Jesus.
Like earlier. I think she gets too stimulated when she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time.
Suddenly the door opens.
Yuri! I'm back.
I'm big.
I'm big! Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we are starting sharing our poems with each other. Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed. All right. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should go get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good.
You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good.
Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know.
I see. Well, let's read it then.
Hole in the wall, but he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glanced at my surroundings, but my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are the others in this room? Are they talking, or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling plays tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen.
That one was different.
That's way different. So, what do you think?
Fucking terrifying. It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. So I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback.
It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style's gotten pretty popular nowadays. It's called Monica style. Bitch. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. You're supposed to wait a full day before lines 5 and 6.
Oh my God.
Really give it that punch.
What was the inspiration behind this one?
Well, I'm not sure how to put it. I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit.
An epiphany?
Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about D stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a dark puddle of ink. So if you just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening.
It's the same as the first day.
God. Ellipses.
Is
Yuri
Yuri
reads a poem. Sorry.
I notice her eyes lighten.
Exceptional.
Yeah, what was that?
Eh? Did I just say that out loud?
Yuri first covers her mouth, then ends up covering her whole face.
He's going to hate me.
You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri.
Eh? That's... I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for?
Yuri takes a breath.
So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before.
Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really.
Huh?
Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again.
Ellipses? Well, I know that. I just mean,
Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly.
Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. Well, she's like, oh, but it was well written for her.
Yeah.
And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them in hindsight. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize as new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is both the style and expressiveness are weakened.
Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone. She sounds like an expert.
Of course. That's not something you can be blamed for.
Apparently she turns British, too.
There are many different skills and techniques to go into writing.
She's British
even
Sean
a
Connery.
simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased, though.
Biased how?
Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that.
Bitch.
Sorry.
It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Here we go. Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it.
Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny.
Get myself psyched up.
After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club?
Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. The calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Ellipses. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting.
What? I wasn't thinking that at all.
But it took you a long time to read. That's
because I'm stupid.
because I read slow.
Oh, well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty.
Eh? That's a relief.
Also, I like the poem.
Also, your eyes stayed in the same place.
Yeah. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive.
It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
Hoo. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Nato.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. Slowly at that. Slow glance. What's that? I don't even know what a slow glance is. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I just glanced.
Yeah.
But remember, the poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. Otherwise, what are you doing?
Right.
I'm going to write about Nate's experiences.
Sweet.
They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing.
It's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. It's impressive.
Eh? It's nothing, really.
Okay, that wasn't impressive.
Yours was impressive, too, so...
Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. Hey.
You think so?
Yeah, of course. You're like wicked smart.
You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Nato.
All right.
Me too.
Hey, do the best.
I like that.
I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. It's fixed. This is a literature club after all, I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monika's writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper sharing their respective poems. As I read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration.
Oh wait, they got in a fight first day, remember?
Ooh, and Sayori broke it up. Alright, Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly.
What's with this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing.
Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand.
I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute.
Damn! Oh! I'm just in the back like, oh, fuck! Put him in a body bag!
That shit was cute! Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. Why is everything so sad now? How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try to say something? You have to try hard to say something nice to say? Come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out all nice at all.
Oh shit, she said that shit wasn't nice!
Okay, stop.
Sorry.
Well, I do have a couple suggestions.
Oh shit.
If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it.
Damn!
Which people did, by the way. Monika liked it.
Hit him!
And NATO did too.
Oh shit, that's me.
Stop. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet, after reading your piece of shit work.
You ain't inspiring, bitch.
And NATO liked my poem too, you know.
Oh shit.
He even told me he was impressed by it.
Yeah, I said that.
And what are you doing this whole time? Just ripping your hair?
Natsuki suddenly stands up.
Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what I... You're just...
Yuri stands up as well.
Maybe you're just jealous that NATO appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. Huh? And how did you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you
like
that
watching a
full of
tennis
yourself?
match.
I know. No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overtly cutesy. Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as NATO started showing up. Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you! Taking out your own insecurities on others like this?
Just steps in.
You're acting as young as you look, Natsuki. Me? Look who's talking. You wanna be edgy, bitch? Edgy? Sorry, that's my lifestyle is too much for you of your mental age to comprehend. See? I'm just saying the point proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves at the graduate middle school, you know? If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude.
Oh shit.
You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute? The only cute thing about you is how hard you try.
Oh shit.
Whoa, be careful, you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh my bad, Yuri, don't you?
Oh shit.
Did you accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with your head? Yeah, go on. Let NATO hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this. Suddenly,
Yuri turns towards me as if just noticing I was standing here.
NATO, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. How did I get dragged? Whoever
I agree with, so of course I should agree with.
Pick someone else. Pick Natsuki. Just pick her. What? No, don't do that.
What the fuck is that? Hi, Monica. Oh.
Hey, NATO. Why don't we step outside for a little bit?
What the fuck?
Okay? Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Ahaha. Some president I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I would be a little more assertive sometimes. But I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyway, if this makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. I'd be happy to spend time with you instead.
Suddenly Natsuki runs out of the classroom.
Oh, she's crying.
Oh shit.
She's really crying.
She quickly runs away.
Oh dear. Well, it looks like they're done. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
Yuri's rocking back and forth in her desk with her palms on her forehead. Yuri?
I didn't mean it.
I believe you. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki, or did.
NATO, please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure NATO will forget all about it by tomorrow. Natsuki will forget all about it by tomorrow. Completely. Ellipses. Anyway, the meeting is over, so you can go home now if you want. Ellipses.
Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monica.
You can go first, Monica. I'd like to stay a little bit longer. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. Ellipses. Ellipses. Well, I'm vice president, so please let me take that responsibility today. Kind of sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri. It's not that.
But it is that.
It's not that. I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with NATO. It would just be embarrassing with you listening. Sigh. I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? I'm sorry for causing trouble, but I really appreciate...
Another day passes and it's time for the club meeting already.
Holy shit.
Gotten a little more comfortable here over the past couple of days. Entering the club room, the usual scene greets me.
Welcome back, NATO.
Hi, Yuri. I'm not sure if it's me or if it's Yuri's expression, but the weight of yesterday's quarrel still hangs in the air a little bit. Yuri glances over her shoulder, looking around the room. Natsuki is reading manga at a desk. And surprisingly, Monica isn't here yet. Suddenly, Yuri takes my arm and pulls me to the corner of the room.
About yesterday. I really need to apologize. Nothing like that has ever happened before. And something just came over me, I guess. I wasn't acting mentally sound. Please don't think we're usually like this. Not just me, but Natsuki as well.
Yuri, I'm happy that you were considerate and apologized. You don't have to worry too much. Even though I've only been here a couple of days, I could tell something was off yesterday. Maybe we were just a little extra sensitive because it was our first time sharing poems. But whatever it was, it didn't make me think any less of you. I had already decided that there's no way you can be a bad person. Now that you're apologizing, I know you really didn't mean it.
Aha. NATO. Don't say those kinds of things so frankly. They make me a little too happy in my downstairs bits.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that you're such an understanding person. And I'm really glad that you joined this club. Everything's a little bit brighter with you around, and... Sorry, what am I saying right now? Hey, have you guys seen Monica?
No, I haven't. I was also kind of wondering where she was.
Man. Yuri, I'm guessing you haven't either? Ellipses.
Yuri is clearly taken aback by how calmly Natsuki is addressing her.
Good job, Natsuki. We've shit on you this whole game.
I know.
Good memory. No, I haven't. Jeez, this isn't like her at all. I know it's stupid, but I can't help but worry a little bit. Ellipses. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Natsuki, about yesterday. I just wanted to apologize. I promise I didn't mean any of the things I said. And I'll do my best to stay under control from now on. So, Yuri, what the heck are you talking about? Did you do something yesterday? Eh? Jeez. Whatever's on your mind, I'm sure it was nothing. I don't even remember anything bad happening. You're the kind of person who worries too much about the little things, aren't you? Ellipses. But, I'll accept your apology anyway if it makes you feel better about it. Besides, it's kind of nice to hear since I'm always afraid you secretly hated me or something like that. No, not at all. I don't hate you. Ahaha. Well, you're kind of weird, but I don't hate you either. Ellipses.
Natsuki turns to me.
You're still on trial, though.
Hey! Suddenly the door swings open.
Sorry, I'm super sorry.
Ah, there you are.
I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything.
All worried sick.
Nah.
Well, Natsuki was.
I was not. Ahaha. What took you so long anyway? Well, my last period today was study hall. To be honest, I just kind of lost track of time. She was playing the piano last time.
I know.
Ahaha. That makes no sense, though. You wouldn't have heard the bell ring, at least. I must not have heard it since I was practicing piano. Okay. Piano? I wasn't aware you played music as well, Monica. Don't give me more credit than I deserve. I guess I've been practicing for a while, but I'm still not really good yet. Still, that must require a lot of dedication. So I'm still impressed. Oh, well, thanks, Yuri. You should play something for us sometime. That's...
Monica looks at me.
Well, I am working on writing a song, but it's not quite done yet. Maybe once I get a little better, I will.
That sounds cool. I'll look forward to it.
Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down, Nato.
Monica smiles sweetly.
Fuck those other bitches.
I didn't mean any pressure or anything like that.
Don't worry. I was hoping that I could share it with you anyway. I guess that's why I've been practicing so much recently.
I see.
You've only been in the club for 3 days.
I'm not sure if Monica was referring to the whole club or just me. In that case, best of luck.
Thanks. So I didn't miss anything, did I?
Not really. Chose not to bring anything up anything that the three of us talked about. Besides, Natsuki's already run off to the closet.
Nato, since your compliments put me in a good mood, I was wondering if you would like to spend some time together today. I mean, in the club.
In the club. In the club. Yeah, definitely. I plan on it anyway.
We've never done that before. Okay. Can we start now? I spend time in the club. I don't mean that. I mean that little...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm up in the club.
Let's find a place to sit.
I got a place for you to...
Yeah. I'm being a little forceful, aren't I? Not at all, baby!
I like it when you get all bitchy and
I'm
loud.
sorry. My heart just won't start pounding for some reason.
Don't worry about it. Man, I just you have so much energy.
Yeah. But I need to try to calm down. I won't be able to focus on reading like this. Would you mind going down on me?
Do you mind scratching the itch? Take your time.
Flicking that bee.
Yuri takes a deep breath, then pulls a copy of the book out of her bag.
In my bag.
Oh my god, her prison wallet.
Actually, I have a request. Do you mind if I make some tea first?
Not at all.
Thanks very much. Nah, bitch, no tea.
No tea for you, bitch.
If there's one thing that can make my reading time here any better, it's a nice cup of tea. Not to mention for yourself as well.
Yuri stands up and makes her way to the closet.
Bet you taste better after a little bit of tea and you.
I follow and watch as she retrieves a small water pitcher from the shelf that
You
comes
give
with
me
a
some
filter
tea,
inside.
I'll give you some pee.
Oh my god.
In your bee.
Ugh. Yeah.
Can you hold this for a second?
Sure, baby.
She gives me a whopping 12-inch tube.
Yuri hands me the water pitcher and also fetches an electric kettle.
I'm going to plug this in at the teacher's desk, then I'll go get some water.
She walks past me and sets the kettle down on the teacher's desk.
Don't mind me.
I simply watch her movements. To my surprise, the way she moves really contrasts her speaking mannerisms, especially because of her long legs. Yuri appears elegant and methodical.
Okay, may I have the water pitcher?
Yes.
Thanks, I'll be right back.
I might as well walk with you.
That's okay. You stay here. It won't take long. And slip into something a little
That's different. Picture in hand, Yuri hurries out of the classroom.
That face. Did Yuri leave you again?
No, it's not like that this time. She's just filling up the water pitcher to make tea.
Oh, okay. Sorry for misunderstanding.
Mind your own business, bitch. ... 10 minutes pass.
Jeez.
Yuri said it wouldn't take long. Something holding her up? I'm bored just waiting here, so I decided to go look for her. Uh-oh. Let's see. The most logical place for Yuri to be would be the nearest water fountain. Start heading down the hallway. What's that noise? It's coming from around the corner. It sounds like breathing? A sharp inhale like someone is sucking in the air through their teeth. Are they in pain? I reach the corner and peer around it. Yuri? Oh, shit. We're going backwards.
I'm back. Thanks for waiting patiently. Nato, do you like oolong tea?
Yeah, what the fuck? Anything is fine.
Very well, my knees hurt. My knees hurt!
Yuri sets the temperature on the kettle at 200 degrees.
Now it's the time to get the teapot.
You really do this properly, don't you?
Of course. I shouldn't do any less when I'm making tea for others.
Even if I'm not an expert on tea or anything?
Hoo-hoo. In that case, you'll only be even more impressed.
Perhaps I will. Yuri fetches the teapot and begins measuring the tea leaves. To my surprise, she starts humming a little to
You're not
herself.
gonna talk about what the fuck just happened?
You must be in a good mood now.
Is that so? I was just letting it show. And you noticed. I was doing a bit of thinking. And I decided that I would try expressing myself a little bit more. Turns out it's not very hard for me to do. When it's you who's around anyway.
That's great, Yuri. Just don't push yourself too much.
You're always worrying about me, Nato. It's always worrying.
Yeah.
It's very endearing.
That's, Yuri wasn't kidding. I don't even know if I could keep up with this. I watch Yuri pour a cup of tea for each of us.
Nato, I have another request. Do you mind if we sit on the floor today?
Why's that?
It's a little bit easier on my back. I can read with my back against the wall rather than bending over at my desk.
Sorry, I didn't realize.
No worries. I just have back pain fairly regularly, so I do my best to manage it.
Is that so? I wonder why that is.
It's most likely because of my...
Huge boobs. Your posture, right? Always hunched over like that while reading?
Yes. I have terrible reading posture, so that's why I should sit on the floor.
Fair enough. I'll go ahead and get the book. Excuse me. I retrieve the book from my bag. I have some chocolate as well. It's a bag of small chocolate candies. I take it since it'll go well with the tea. Yuri and I then sit against the wall, teacups at our sides. As if in sync, we assume the same reading position as last time, each holding one half of the book. Except this time, our bodies are even closer to each other.
I can't see too well.
Huh? Yuri slides closer until our shoulders are touching.
Yep.
How am I supposed to focus on reading like this? Yuri was always kind of cute, but when she's being less apprehensive, it's almost more than I can handle.
Your teacup.
Yuri hands me my teacup. Holding it with my hands that's not holding the book, I end up in a position that makes it even harder to focus. Because now I need to worry about making sure I don't accidentally touch her chest. Meanwhile, Yuri hasn't noticed a single thing.
Or has she?
She wears her intense reading expression, and I can only presume the world around her has faded away. I use all my willpower to focus on reading. After a few minutes, I finally manage to relax a little. I put the teacup between my legs and fumble with the chocolate wrapper. Sorry. I briefly let go of the book to finish opening the wrapper. You can have as much as you want.
That's okay. I won't take any.
Are you sure?
Well, if I touch it, then I might get smudges on the pages.
You're right. I didn't even think about that. My bad.
No need to apologize. I'll hold the book, okay?
Are you sure?
Of course.
Yuri opens the book with both hands. She holds it so that I don't have any harder of a time for reading from it. But as a result, her left arm is practically resting on top of my leg. Well, in that case, Yuri's...
I take her arm and slide
unzip my pants. Yuri's already totally focused on reading again. I take a chocolate candy and pop it into my mouth. Then I take another chocolate, and I hold it up to Yuri.
She doesn't even look away from the book.
She simply parts her lips as if the situation was completely natural. But that means I can't stop here. apprehensively placed the chocolate in her mouth. Just like that, Yuri closes her lips over it.
Like a fish. Oh, got her. Huh?
Yuri's expression suddenly breaks.
Did I just...
Yuri looks at me like she needs to confirm what just happened.
NATO.
So sorry, I guess I shouldn't have done that. Yuri starts to breathe heavily.
I can't.
NATO. Suddenly, Yuri forcefully grabs my arm and jerks me to my feet. My teacup gets knocked over.
NATO. My heart. My heart won't stop pounding, NATO. I can't calm down. I can't focus on anything anymore. Can you feel it, NATO?
Oh, we gotta fuck. Yuri suddenly presses my hand against her chest.
Why is this happening to me? I feel like I'm losing my mind. I can't make it stop.
Oh god, her eyes are big.
Oh my god, it makes me not want to read. I just want to look at you. Oh my god. Oh my god, her eyes are moving. Ah. Ah.
Go away.
Ah.
Go away.
It's time to share poems.
What the fuck were you doing in the closet?
Yeah, just as I thought.
Huh?
NATO, come on. I'm not stupid. I know how much time you've been spending with Yuri. So obviously you care more about impressing her than trying to improve your writing. She's been the most, straightforward one.
I know.
We've choose wrong. To put it bluntly, it's kind of pathetic. Why are you even in this club, NATO? Honestly. I thought getting a new member would help everyone get more involved together. Not exclude each other even more. This is such a stupid activity anyway. Look, I'm not in a good mood today, and I just really don't feel like talking right now. Please go away.
Oh shit. Let's show it to Psycho Pants.
I've been waiting for this.
Oh my god.
Let's see what you've written for today.
Yuri stares at the poem with a surprised expression on her face. Do you like it?
NATO. This one might be even better than yesterday's. How did you even pick up on this so quickly? Just yesterday I was telling you the kind of techniques worth practicing.
Maybe that's why. You did a good job explaining. I really want to try to give him more imagery. Yuri visibly swells. Even her hands appear sweaty.
Mine are. Ah, that makes me so happy. It's so amazing to feel like I'm valued, NATO. Everything that you write is a treasure to me. Wow,
Good
she's
God.
crazy. My heart pounds just holding it. This is like my girlfriend, but I'm just like, whatever.
What?
Whenever I show up, but whenever I do small things, she's like, "You're my world."
Oh,
It's a joke.
okay.
It's
I was confused for a second.
you driving us to Target. I treasure that. I want to write a poem about this feeling. Is that bad, NATO? Am I being a bad girl, right? I'm having a harder time than usual on concealing my emotions, obviously. I'm kind of embarrassed, but right now, I just want you to read my poem too. Okay? Wheel. A rotating wheel turning an axle, grinding, bolt head, linear gearbox, falling sky, 7 holy stakes, a dock ship, a portal to another world, a thin rope tied to a thick rope, a torn harness, parabolic gearbox, expanding universe, time controlled by slipping cogwheels, existence of God, swimming with open water in all directions, drowning, a prayer written in blood, a prayer written in time, devouring snakes with human eyes. Wait, stop, dude.
Right here.
A thread connecting all living human eyes, a kaleidoscope of holy stakes, exponential gearbox, a sky of exploding stars, God disapproving the existence of God, a wheel rotating in 6 dimensions, 40 gears of a ticking clock, a clock that ticks 1 second for every rotation of the planet, a clock that ticks 40 times every time it ticks every second time, a bolt head of holy stakes tied to the existence of a docked ship to another world, a kaleidoscope of blood written in clocks, a time-devouring prayer connecting a sky of 40 gears and opening human eyes in all directions, breathing gearbox, breathing bolt head, breathing ship, breathing portal, breathing snakes, breathing God, breathing blood, breathing holy stakes, breathing human eyes, breathing time, breathing prayer, breathing sky, breathing wheel.
No.
It doesn't really matter what it's about. My mind has been a little hyperactive lately, so I had to take it out on your pen. Thanks. That is, a pen fell out of your back pocket yesterday, so I took it home for safekeeping and...
Oh, she did mean it.
She did mean what? Yeah, our pen. I just really like the way that it writes. So I wrote this poem with it. And now you're touching it. I'm okay. What did I just... Can we pretend this conversation never happened? You can keep the poem, though.
No one... What? NATO, I think you saw some... Oh.
NATO, I think you saw something earlier that you weren't supposed to see. I didn't want to have to tell you this, but I don't think I have a choice. It's getting kind of dangerous for you to spend so much time with Yuri. I don't know why, but she seems pretty easily excitable when she's around you, which shouldn't be a problem in itself. But when Yuri gets too excited, she finds a place to hide and starts cutting herself with a pocket knife. Isn't that kind of messed up? She even brings a different one to school every day, like she has a collection or something. I mean, it's definitely not because she's depressed or anything like that. I think she just gets some kind of high from it. It might even be like a sexual thing. But the point is, you've kind of been enabling her. I'm not saying it's your fault though, but I guess that's why I had to explain it all to you. So I think if you keep your distance, it would probably be best for her. While you're at it, don't be shy and spend a little bit more time with me. To put it lightly, I have at least had it together in my head, and I know how to treat my club members. But anyway, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too. Save me. The colors, they won't. Bright, beautiful colors. Flashing, spanning, piercing, red, blue, green, and endless cacophony of meaningless noise. The noise, it won't stop. Violent, grating. A lot of vowels are missing. Squeaking, screeching, piercing, sine, cosine, tangent. Like playing a chalkboard on a turntable. Like playing a knife from a breathing rim cage. Delete her.
It said save the first one, right?
Sorry, I know it's kind of abstract. I'm just trying to, well, never mind. There's no point in explaining. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip
Monica
of the day.
knows what's going on.
Dude, I can't say much, but keep thinking like that. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. You never know when, who am I talking to? Can you hear me? Tell me you can hear me. Anything. Please help me. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. You've unlocked a special poem. Would you like to read it? I can't convince myself to go to therapy when I'm the happiest I've ever been. I'd rather keep this up until I blow my cover and someone takes me to the emergency room. Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? We have something we need to go over for today, so if everyone could come sit in the front of the room. Is this about the festival? Well, sort of. Ugh, do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in a few days. We'll end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last-minute presentations.
Preparations.
Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? Look.
We'll look next time.
We're going to save right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll look next time. It's about all my heart can handle for right now.
Oh my gosh.
This is too much.
Guys, we'll keep it short because we're running out of time, but...
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
See you next time.
Delete her.
Dum 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 dum.